Hey guys, it's Drew again. What do you do if there's a problem you can't figure out? Well, you've got to get innovative and you come up with a solution. There's a company that had that mindset, total innovation, that's responsible for the newest thing that I've put in my PC, and I can't wait to share it with you. You want to see what I'm talking about? Let's check it out. So the company that I'm talking about is Peck and Snyder, and that may sound familiar to us who's collected baseball cards. So if you don't know who Peck and Snyder is, let me give you a little bit of a background on them. They were a sporting goods store that was founded in the 1860s, right after the Civil War in New York City, and they would sell sporting equipment because after the Civil War, the country was torn and it was trying to figure out how to get back on its feet, and both the North and the South, and everyone had their own issues and things they had to deal with. Well, what Peck and Snyder did was they looked at this new wave of interest of getting outside to get active, what we would call exercise, getting outside and being active, especially for those who had occupations that were primarily inside, things like bankers or accountants. So not farmers and people that were already active and outside, but people that wanted to get outside. So in this whole realm of time, this is where baseball, amongst other things, became very, very popular. And Peck and Snyder was there. They were on top of it to give equipment and uniforms and things like that for different people that wanted to get outside. Well, they were very innovative. When the New York Knickerbockers back in the 1830s 40s started playing in the Elysian Fields, they got uniforms and they wanted to keep sun out of their eyes, and what they used was straw hats. Well, that wasn't very sustainable. It was itchy, to play with, and Peck and Snyder saw this was the best option, and they thought they could do something else. So what they did was they created a small small woolen hat and put a bill on it, and sold it as a baseball hat to keep the sun out of your eyes. And honestly, that's the precursor of what we have on, wear around today. What I have on is just a baseball hat. Another thing they did was they were the first company to take vulcanize, is that the word? Rubber, and attach it to a canvas shoe to create what is now a tennis shoe. And what they did was they had a catalog. So as they were expanding, they started sending out these catalogs. And people could order and buy stuff. And you're familiar with this catalog system. With Spalding came along later, things like Sears and Roebuck, not just sporting goods, but things for your household. And this spread of this through Peck and Snyder initially in the 1860s was a way that they advertised their business. So if you're familiar with the word, but you're not sure, why do I know Peck and Snyder? Well, Peck and Snyder in 1869 is credited by most to say that they created what we now call a baseball card. In 1869, they took photographs, printed photographs of the team from the Cincinnati Red Stockings, and they glued it to a card that had an advertisement on the back for their store, and he handed these out as an advertisement. So as they continued on, they used this process of printing something that was related to sports to help advertise their business. And all that comes full circle to what I have. So I have now the oldest piece in my collection. I did not get the 1869 Peck and Snyder Red Stockings card, but what I did get is something just a little bit later from 1882. And this is what they call the Circle Position series from Peck and Snyder, and this was a ad card. So this is a postcard size card, and this is the pitcher. So what they did was in this series was they had all 9 positions, and they had these drawings, and some called them a circle of 9. And you can see there's like a circle around the player, and they're kind of an exaggerated move, but still it's not as quite as cartoonish as some of the other ones. But down there on the bottom is an advertisement for Peck and Snyder, and you can see. And so this is the picture, and I won this in an auction recently, and you can see it's from 1882. So the oldest card in my collection. I really like it, but not just the front, because the color's beautiful and the image is great, and I love seeing like I guess a second baseman in the background, if it's a lefty pitcher, and the clouds, and just so much about it. What I really like is on the back is different advertisement, and what they're advertising is their catalog that I had just talked about. And they're talking about how you can get this catalog and you can get all sorts of things. And look at the stuff that they've got on there. I mean, they've got a hat with a brim, they've got a rugby ball, they have a roller skate, they a penny farthing, which is really cool, very popular back then. A ball, probably like a handball, a catcher's mask. They've got a uniform, and then they've got this thing. I have no idea what that is. I'll try to get it close on the screen without a glare. I don't know. It looks like some kind of a contraption. I have no idea what that's from, but anyway, the Peck and Snyder Circle of Nine ad card, and I thought that was really neat. There was a complete, almost a complete set up for auction individually in a recent auction, and I just wanted one from this series. I first heard about these from my friend Dan over at Old Sarge Collects, and he was talking about these. He has a set, showed me pictures, and I thought, man, I want to get one. And it was kind of low-key, something I was sort of looking for up in Strongsville a while back, but when the whole series came up on an auction, I decided I'm going to go for one. Got it super reasonably, in fact, underneath my budget, and I was really happy to pick this up. So, Peck and Snyder, just a really kind of cool thing. The oldest piece in my collection, not the oldest piece, but my oldest baseball card now in my collection, and I'm really digging stuff like this. I love the more obscure kind of history storytelling parts of collecting. This was out of necessity. They decided that they could hand these out, or they could mail these out and give them to people and distribute them in different ways. And it was advertising for people to get a catalog, to purchase their equipment, and spread that mindset of exercise, getting outside and doing something, and just having a good time doing it. So I just wanted to share that with you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think about this. Have you seen these before? There's other ones that come in different series that look different, but I thought this was cool, and I wanted to show it. So appreciate it as always, and until next time, you guys be good.